Classification of the colorectal carcinoma. 95% cancer of the large intestine is adenomatous carcinoma. Mostly it arises from the dysplasia or the carcinogenesis process of adenopolyposis. That is the polyp formation in the large gut that may undergo carcinogenic changes and they are converted into the colorectal carcinoma. So adenomatous polyps, they are the main factor in addition to the other risk factors, that is old age, red meat and processed meat, excessive intake of alcohol, chain smoking of tobacco, sedentary habits, limited daily exercise, overweight, diabetes, hypertension, all these factors, they leads to the or potentiate the process of carcinoma. The grading of the carcinoma depends upon the progress and penetration of the cancer cells. Large gut consists of outer layer serosa, muscular layer, submucous layer, and internal mucosa. So when it is limited in the inner surface of the large gut, and that is first grade or first stage of the carcinoma. When it start going penetrate deeper in the walls of the large intestine but remains within the large gut, that is at the stage second carcinoma. While at the stage of third degree carcinoma, when the cells has invaded the lymph nodes, other connective tissues, and the surrounding articles outside the wall of the gut. And final stage, which is termed as metastatic stage. The cancer cell has this ability to disintegrate and to spread dissemination through the lymphatic channel and the blood stream to the distant organs of the bodies, especially in the lungs, liver, and brain. There they produces secondary carcinoma, which is termed as secondary colorectal carcinoma, because the origin is colorectal site, but the cells which are going to grow in the distant organs, that is termed as secondary carcinoma. So the symptoms advances according to the location of the carcinoma. Mainly when it is in lungs, that produces respiratory distress, dyspnea, tightness of the chest, breathlessness, fatigue symptoms. When it is in the liver, there is anemia, palpitation, heart rate is increased, low blood pressure, fatigue symptoms. And when it is in brain, then produces hallucination, depressions, anxiety, neurosis, all the neurological symptoms, they are produced by the secondary carcinoma. So these are the 4 grades of the carcinoma. Prevention of the colorectal carcinoma. We can't prevent age limit. However, and we can't prevent the familial predisposition because they are the familiar or inherited genes tendency which disintegrate and produces abnormal changes in the DNA that become cancerous DNA. Instead of producing normal physiological impulses, it produces orders which are abnormal and lethal to the body. So there is vague, absurd overgrowth, limitless growth of the cells, due to which, due to pressure and ischemia, the normal tissue of the gut and the other tissue of the secondary carcinoma, they become dead and fibrosed. So it is a abnormal growth of the tissues and due to the abnormal gene transmitted through the familial process. So it is an inevitable one. We can't prevent age factor, we can't prevent familiar or the hereditary tendency of the carcinoma or the genes abnormal. But we can avoid other risk factors, that is lack of exercise. You should take regular exercise, aerobic exercise, take plenty of water, then you take high fiber diet to avoid the constipation because constipation is the main factor that produces abrasion, friction, inflammation of the gut tissue and that lead to the formation of the cell. Moreover, other chronic inflammatory diseases of the gut, ulcerative colitis and the Crohn's disease is the main factors and pathologies that leads to the formation of colorectal carcinoma and the adenomatous polyposis, polyp formation in the gut that also undergo the carcinomatous stages and produce the carcinoma. In fact, polyps are the innocent one, benign tumor, but when it is ignored, not resected, not treated properly and immediately, then in the long run they are converted into the colorectal carcinoma. Excess amount of alcohol and smoking should be avoided. Now, healthy diet to maintain healthy weight, avoid the obesity, control diabetes and hypertension, sufficient quantity of fresh fruit and the leafy green vegetables and salads must be maintained and be provided to the body for the avoidance of the carcinogenic process.